Alright, we're going to try this again. See if we have any luck. So we're booting up AltSpace. We get into AltSpace. And we will see if it does what we want it to do this time. Alright, so we're back into AltSpace, and AltSpace has put us into our porch again, and our main menu, and once again you can see that we have our biodigester there, and we have our other biodigester that we built in-game by the basketball hoops. So a bigger digester and an even minier digester, and the mini digester is floating in midair, so that's not good. But I'm not going to try to manipulate that right now. What I'm going to do is go into my world by going to worlds and going to my worlds and get those darn slides working. So this is the test world for Rosebud. In the last attempt to live stream this, I moved the building over to Google Map so that it was better aligned. And now you can hit the F key, by the way. I'm doing this on the PC, and to teleport rapidly, you hit the F key. So there's drawdown solution 1, and so I want to move that by the lake, and then I'll show how I can create more of these. So you go to World Editor, and you find the one that you want to move by name alphabetically, sort of, and unlock it. This one is unlocked, which is good. And then you turn on edit mode, but when you turn on edit mode, everything appears. So you have to lock everything and then unlock in edit mode. So you can just get what you want to work it unlocked. Move this over, and now grab it, and you have to walk and place it where you want. So if I want to place this by the edge of the lake, that's what I must do. So sizing it is by either using the scroll wheel or holding the right mouse button down as you move the mouse forward and backward. And now I want to turn off rotation lock because I want it to rotate with me along the lake. And so it's really about finding the location and knowing that it rotates with your point of view. That's the secret. There is a secret. Oh, and then it kicked me out again. AltSpace is so kludgy. So kludgy. Alright, so we gotta try this again. And now I can't do anything because it's lost the edit window. Lovely. All that again. What a pain in the butt. It looks like I'm AltSpace doesn't like that I'm trying to edit. Which is a big pain. I can't find my edit thing again. Why is that? I have no idea. Can't get to the main menu. I go to settings and I go to fly. Maybe I can go up in the air and see if I can find the editor. But the world editor, for all intents and purposes, has disappeared. It's a weird bug. World editor is gone, nowhere to be found. I can beam myself. I cannot find the world editor. Cannot find it. I don't know if there's some key to press. It's not a 1, it's not a 2, it's not a 3, it's not a 5, it's not the escape. It's usually the left mouse button, but it's not working. It's not an Alt, it's not a Shift, it's not a cap lock, it's not a Control Alt. For some reason the world editor is just plain solid gone. Like it will not let me edit anything. It's not tab, it's not Alt tab, nope, it's not one of those. It's not function key, Control Alt, nothing. It just won't let me edit. And when that happens, the only thing you can do is to exit AltSpace and then come back in. So we'll have to try it again. We'll type in AltSpace. But it's one of the things that makes you want to give up on this entire enterprise. Maybe when people see how tough it is to do stuff, they will put pressure on the developers to make it easier. You can sort of see the bugs happening in real time. So here I am back in my world again, and I gotta go into my own world and enter it. So my world editor is now there. Oh, there it is. Careful when you do that. But when you turn around, it goes away. Right-clicking to turn around, and it goes away, and then you right-click again, and it usually shows up. So now I too want to go back to fly. Turn on fly. I go up in the air. And I wanted this great big poster. I didn't want to make it a little smaller actually. So you go into edit, you lock all, you find things that you want to edit. In this case, drawdown solution. You unlock that, and you position it and size it, place it where you want, and then lock it. And then go to the next screen. Okay. And unlock that screen, number 2. Move it. Now to move it forward toward us, that's where we use either the local Y or the local X. That's the local Y. This is the local X. And this is the local Z. Alright. And let me make this smaller to make it about the same size. Alrighty. Now we're getting somewhere. And let me turn around and grab this one, which is drawdown screen 3. And drag it. See how, because I have rotation locked off, it's basically rotating to my point of view. So that's the key with rotation. It rotates to face you. And now take the local X, move it over a bit, take the local Z, and move it forward, and take the local Y, and move it down onto the ground. Now we know it's the right part of the ground. Move it in local Z toward us. Move it in local Y down to the ground. It is. Click on it and use the scroll wheel to shrink it, bring it down, and then put it in local X to get it closer and position this. But because I want this to be along the lake, I have to turn and rotate it so it makes its way around the lake. So if I now take it and go like this, now it is where I am. Right? So I'm in local Z, I should go none. And now I can move it So we might be able to do some tweaking later. These are not tweaked very well. And one of the ways to tweak it would be to go back on the ground and then put it in. So why are we still able to edit it? I guess because I didn't lock it. Lock all, now it can't be edited. Get out of edit mode. So I'm beginning to do a slideshow, that's the point, along the lake, where people can walk across and down each of the signs to learn about the solutions. I'll have to spend hours tweaking it, but I want to show you how you put in a new sign and how you put new signage on it. So the sign, since I can't do copy paste unfortunately in this, I have to go back to the world editor, and you want to do it when you're standing where you want to put your new object. So I want to put the new object by the lake, right about here next to this one. And having positioned that, I go into the world editor and I go to kits, and I take event tools, and I'm taking a theater screen. There it is. And I take that theater screen and I place it where I want to. And make sure I name it. This is going to be drawdown 4. And before I name it, let me go and let me find out what number 4 is. So I have these solutions that were done by Stacy Shelnut, one of our students, and she gave me a PDF of these wonderful slides that she made for each of the drawdown solutions. And I want plant-rich diet, so I'm going to take my cutting tool, snipping tool, and I'm going to snip this one to make a JPEG out of it. And here's what you need to pay attention to. So I snip that, and it says drawdown 4 plant diet. I'm going to keep it in a folder where I can organize it. And having that drawdown 4 plant diet in there, I don't now go back into AltSpace. I go to the AltSpace website that I'm logged into and go to Photos, and I have to then upload it as a photo and choose it, plant diet, create the photo, and you then have this editing tool. It doesn't really let you do much except more to add, update the photo. But the photo is in there now, and having that photo in there means that it will become available in here. So I take this screen, this is plant diet, draw down for plant diet, and confirm it. And now drawdown 4 is going to be alphabetical. Drawdown, where is it? It's not even there. This is one of the great pains with this. Did it not work? Where's the theater screen? There it is. It's not alphabetical at all. Maybe one has to get out of this and then go into it again. And then maybe it'll have updated. Let's see. Yes, there it is. All right, drawdown 4, plant diet is there. And since it's unlocked, I can grab it and start editing it. So let me make it bigger with the scroll wheel. And of course, it's that rotation thing is again messed up. And it always flummoxes me the best way to work on that. But I can get rotation locked now. I suppose, I keep thinking that if I were to walk over and look at it head on, like this, then I could get the screen to rotate better. Like if I go like that, and move this and turn off rotation lock, then, whoa, see, then it turns to face me. So that's the whole problem with this thing. It's just, it really does want to track you, boom, like that, wherever you happen to be. And I suppose there's an advantage to that, but it is getting to be a pain for me, because I don't want it to be so we'll try to leave it there and lock it. Now comes putting the piece onto it. So I'm going to close the editor, so I'm no longer in editing. And when I click on the actual theater screen, then I see all the different pictures I uploaded on the web. And I can put those images on. And the one I want is this one, Plant-Rich Diet. So one has to do this for all the drawdown solutions, which we're going to put around the lake. And that means that I'm going to have to keep going in each time into the world editor and add a screen where I want to. So back to the world editor. I wish I could just duplicate. It just doesn't let you do it. So I go back to kits, back to event tools, back to theater screen. It comes up. Place it where you want it. Maybe if I didn't try to size it, it would make things easier. So maybe now, just for the sake of it, I'm going to keep doing these much faster by going drawdown 5. I won't name it right now because I don't know what it is. Confirm it. Now go and make another theater screen, put it over here, call it. This one is going to be changed to, let me, why is it not letting me? Come on. It won't let me. Great. Theater screen, it's not coming up. Alright, well, close this off. Stop the editing. Come back to this. There we go. I can put number 5, but I don't have a number 5 yet. But I do have 2 screens, and that's nice. So once again, go out of this. And when I think that I didn't turn on the screen for you to even see what I was doing. No, I guess I did. Alright, so now I go to cut. And here we are back here in this. And go to the drawdown solutions and come up to 5. And grab it. number 5 and save it as drawdown 5 tropical forests. Save. Let me do the next one as well. Drawdown 6 educating girls. Save as. Drawdown 6 educating girls. And let's go to drawdown 7, which is family planning. Save as. Drawdown 7 family planning. Continue. Drawdown 8 solar farms. So let's pause there and go back into AltSpace. Alright, so we're back into AltSpace, and this one here we want to have drawdown number 5, but we haven't loaded them in yet, so I have to leave the game for a moment and go to the photos, and upload. We need to upload those photos. So we have number 5. Drawdown 6 is that one. There's number 5. Tropical forests. And go back to upload and choose number 6. You can see what a laborious process this is. But if the students are doing it, then they're learning the different content areas, the drawdown, and other content areas. So while it is paying for a teacher to do this, just so students can walk around and see them, it's in the creation of these worlds that the real learning goes on. Oh, and it's nice that Stacy put in the iPad. Very good. Very good. And then that was 7, and then there should be drawdown 8 solar farms. All right, now when we go back to AltSpace, now when we click on this, now drawdown 5 is there, and drawdown 6 is there, and I can put in a couple more. Put in a couple more slides by going to World Editor, going to Kits, going to Event Tools. I've got 5, 6, I need 2 more screens, so there's 7, and there is 8. So get out of edit mode, click on it, and then put in number 7, click on this one and get number 8. Now the one advantage to using AltSpace is, besides the fact that you can make these slideshows and walk around, if a student had a question, you could go and change the slide on the fly just by clicking on it. So it doesn't have to be linear once you have all your pictures input into the website. you have to get really adept at knowing how to use the editor. So like this editor here, I shrink it down and place it here. Now if I turn on edit, again, you see how they're moving based on where I'm sitting. And that's because I didn't put rotation lock. And now it's really hard for me to get because this is an edit. Alright, move these over. It's such a pain. Now I can't even get in close to this thing. So you have to bring it up again. You want to make it move. But the idea is that when you're in game, and I'll turn off flying, anybody can come in the game and take a tour of the slideshow. So they can fly around. They don't need to. I'll turn off flying. Hit the ground. Now it's just a matter of walking or beaming, and so you stand there as your avatar and you say, okay, let's look at the different drawdown solutions. Let's discuss refrigeration standing in front of it. Let's discuss wind turbines. Let's discuss reduced food waste. Let's discuss plant-rich diet. And these things would line up. And let's discuss tropical forests, educating girls, family planning, and solar farms. But each of these would have to be placed in the proper place. Boy, I just hate this interface. Got to take a phone call, so I'm going to go out for a second. Hello, Mr. Weaver. How you doing? I'm okay. Sorry I was busy yesterday.